If gold goes where I think gold's going a lot higher than 10,000. You go 20,000, 30,000. Gold's not going to stay at 3,000. It's more likely to be 4,000 or higher. All this is going to happen. A lot of more sophisticated investors, a lot of investors who are now buying Magnificent Seven stocks are going to be buying gold stocks.
Peter Schiff is back with a major prediction. And if you're in the markets, you need to hear this. While everyone is celebrating new stock market highs, Peter reveals the hard truth. When priced in gold, the market is already crashing. So what happens next? Gold is surging, silver is set to explode, and Wall Street is sleeping on mining stocks. Is this the moment smart investors make their move? Peter Schiff breaks it all down. Don't miss it.
You had mentioned that, I think you maybe even mentioned a $10,000 number on gold. I mean, do you think gold is going to continue to go up? Do you think it's, I mean, obviously you have a gold company, Schiff Gold. Tell us your thoughts.
Well, look, I think gold is going a lot higher. And I didn't say that, Trump was bearish for gold. I said that I thought that gold would do even better under Harris than under Trump, but I thought gold would go up regardless of the outcome of the election, because inflation is going to be here, and inflation is going to be worse under Trump than it was under Biden. Now, had Harris won, maybe it would be even worse under Harris than it will be under Trump. But inflation is going up, and people are going to be getting out of the dollar and looking for a way to escape that inflation tax, and they're going to do it with gold and silver. And right now, it's just the central banks around the world that are getting out of dollars. But eventually, the public will catch on. A lot of the people who are now buying Bitcoin will start buying gold, and a lot of people who aren't buying Bitcoin or gold are going to start buying gold. A lot of more sophisticated investors, a lot of investors who are now buying Magnificent Seven stocks are going to be buying gold stocks. Right? All this is going to happen, but I would rather buy before they do. That's how you get a much better price. And even more important than buying gold at $3,000, which, we're $2,900 now. So, we're practically at $3,000. The gold stocks aren't even priced for $2,000 gold, let alone $3,000. But gold's not going to stay at $3,000. By the end of the year, it's more likely to be $4,000 or higher than $3,000. And then it's going to be higher still the year after that. These gold companies are going to earn a fortune. I mean, they're literally gold mines, right? These gold mines are gold mines, and people don't recognize that. So that's what people should be loading up on. When I first started telling people to buy gold, it was $300 an ounce. So it's gone up 10x. Most gold stocks haven't gone up anywhere near that. In fact, a lot of gold stocks are lower than they were 20 years ago. So the gold industry as a group is a fraction of what it was 20 years ago. So it is a steal. Nobody is investing. These stocks are cheap as they've ever been in their histories, based on all sorts of metrics that you would use to value a business, to value a stock. That's not going to last. So that's what, I think people should be buying. I have a gold fund. I think when gold really starts to go, this fund, I think, will be the number one gold fund out there. I think we've built the best portfolio, so people can buy it no load, at any brokerage firm. And these are the stocks that I think could be, the home runs, not just, even a 5 or 10 bagger, but some of these stocks could go up 50x, 100x, by the time it's over. I mean, some of these stocks may look like Bitcoin as far as the kind of gains that they may achieve. If gold goes where I think gold's going a lot higher than 10,000. 20,000, 30,000. But I don't think the cost of mining it will go up nearly that much. I mean, they're going to go up because inflation is going to make everything go up. But I think it's going to make gold go up much more. And so the economics of these gold mining companies are going to improve dramatically, and that will be reflected in their share price and their dividends. You don't want to buy any stocks that are in a group with an acronym or a name, like the FANG stocks or the Mag 7, because it means they're overpriced. They don't name the group until it's way up, right? When there's a bunch of cheap stocks that no one's paying attention to, nobody bothers to come up with a clever way to refer to that group, right? I mean, maybe the dogs are the Dow, but there's not that many people that want to buy the dogs. I usually by the time you buy into a group of stocks, go back to the Nifty 50 back in the 1960s. What was so nifty about those 50 stocks? Well, they had gone way up, Polaroid and Xerox and whatever. Yes, I have, I don't know what I did with them. I had them as props, but I had these share certificates that my grandparents had bought for stocks back in the 60s, companies I never heard of, but they're all worthless. That's what a stock portfolio was. Your portfolio was a book where you kept your certs in like you put them in pages, like a photo album, right? That was like a model would have a portfolio. She's got, all of her headshots and various magazine covers in a portfolio. That's where you had your stock certificates, was in a physical portfolio. But yeah, a lot of these companies went belly up, from the go-go era of the 60s. And of course, we went through something very similar during the dot-com bubble. And so look, there's a lot of stocks that are going to go broke today. I think AI is real and I think it has a lot of potential, but just like railroads were real, most of the railroad companies went bankrupt. And of course, we ended up having railroads all over the country. Of course, we don't have the rail system today that we had, in 1900, but in the mid 1800s, a lot of rail companies were formed and there was a big bubble in those stocks. People were right. I mean, railroads changed the country, but a lot of the early companies went bankrupt. Same thing with the automobile. I mean, think about all the automobile companies we used to have. We hardly have any of them now. I mean, a lot of them went under. Of course, the automobile revolutionized, transportation, from horse and buggy days. But a lot of the auto companies went belly up, the early ones. And so, yeah, you'll have the same thing in AI. But I think the real bubble, the biggest bubble, the epitome of it is in crypto, because it's not just Bitcoin. There's an entire crypto industry, that's been built up. You have all these companies. And interestingly enough, and I talked about this in my podcast, look at all the Bitcoin miners. They're at 52-week lows. They're at multi-year lows. They're at all-time lows. Every stock that is in any way related to crypto is in a bear market. You can't find one that isn't. So think about that. Right? The air is already coming out of this bubble. And I think pretty much every one of these stocks is going to go bankrupt. I don't think any of them are going to survive. I don't think there's anything real under there. I think the whole thing is hype. And that includes Bitcoin.
Wow.
It's dangerous. It's bad economics because the country is wasting a lot of resources on this industry. A lot of, energy is being consumed by this industry. A lot of human talent, a lot of smart people that could be putting their minds to better uses are instead, in the crypto industry. And I think that's one of the worst things that Trump has done, is to encourage more malinvestment in this industry by saying he wants to make America the crypto capital of the world. I mean, why would we want to be the crypto capital? We'll be the laughing stock of the world. Why do we want to lead the world in a bubble, in a pyramid scheme? The Chinese were a lot smarter. They outlawed it. I mean, look, Meta, I don't even use Facebook anymore, but obviously Meta's, I use it, but very rarely. But Meta's obviously a lot more than that. I mean, Google owns YouTube. I forget Meta owns Instagram. Yeah, I use Instagram.
WhatsApp.
Yeah. But I think I think they bought Oculus. We got a couple. My kids have a couple of those VR things. But I don't know what happened with the metaverse, because they changed their name to Meta, and I don't really think they're doing much with the metaverse. Now they pivoted into AI. So I don't know. I mean, it's a big company. I'm not interested in buying stock in these companies. But it's part of the Mag 7, isn't it?
If you found Peter's insights valuable, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss an update on gold, silver, and the markets. Drop a comment below. Where do you think gold and silver are headed next? Let's talk. See you in the next one.